All right, welcome back to our channel, Princess Seat. Today remains the 29th of September 2025, and we thank the Lord for His goodness and His mercies. I want you to listen to this particular VN to know that actually something is going on at the back end, and you can tailor your mind to what is actually going on right there. So pay attention to this. Could it be short and precise? Come with your time now.
Hello, good morning, house. Trust we all had a wonderful night rest. Please, my brother or sister, I don't get information from social media. That thing goes Israel you people are talking of. The Oga is the same community brother with my coordinator. So we don't hustle any information outside. My coordinator call his brother direct, and this thing is from direct from my coordinator, from his brother to him, from him to me. So this one is not in God's Israel. I'm the one telling you people. I don't post any information here from social media because the Oga to Ngozi Israel is a brother to my coordinator. So this one is not in God's Israel. I'm telling you what happened yesterday. They're supposed to come back last week, but they didn't. They came yesterday against today and tomorrow. Then waiting for Wednesday to finish up Thursday and Friday. That is on ground. Let's pray and ask God to help us. That's all.
All right. Having listened to that, at first my heart raced. For a moment, I thought she wanted to say that there was nothing special about the Oga that Ngozi Israel had been speaking about. The way she started her words gave me a bit of jolt. Almost as though she was about to pour cold water on the hope that we've been holding on to for several years. But as she continued, my heartbeat began to slow down. She later balanced her speech, explaining more clearly and with conviction. Now knowing that the information that she was sharing was quite authentic. Now, it turns out that the Oga in question is no stranger, according to what she said, using some faceless name that we've only heard about in whispers or through some messages and all that. In fact, that is the same community brother with her coordinator. And this revelation alone brought a kind of sense of closeness and authenticity to the story. The coordinator didn't just hear about this Oga. He called his brother directly, and this isn't second-hand information passed from person to person like a rumor. This is direct communication. It's as real as it gets. She's not speaking as in Ngozi Israelite now, but as though as in intercommunication skill together. She mentioned that they finally came yesterday. That is the IMF officials, and that is, she was referring, they means that they were the IMF officials themselves. And for weeks, there have been speculations, assumptions, and endless messages circulating about their arrival. We're beginning to wonder if this was yet another promise that would fade into thin air. But I think yesterday changed everything according to this information. Against the backdrop of today and tomorrow, the officials are already on ground waiting for Wednesday to finish up the disbursement process so that Thursday and Friday can usher in the next phase of action. You don't still forget that it's still within the 4 days ultimatum window. To a lot of us who have been waiting patiently, this is more than an update, I guess. It's a confirmation that the long nights of our prayers, the endless waiting season, and the countless reassurances have not been in vain after all. There is a saying that there is no smoke without fire. And I think in this case, it's becoming increasingly clear that things are moving according to plan. Going forward, waiting for a disbursement like this, especially one that have been spoken about for so long, It tests more than just your patience. It tests everything, your faith, your resilience, your identity, you know. And when she started talking, I feared it was another disappointment. We've been through a lot of disappointments before. We've seen dates come and go. We've had big names, we've had acronyms thrown around only for silence to follow at different times. So it's natural to brace yourself for another letdown. But something about the tone finally changed towards the end of our submission. It was no longer vague. It became somehow concrete. The puzzle pieces began to fit in. The Oga wasn't just a name, it's part of the community, and the coordinator's direct call to the brother also gave everything a seal of validity and authenticity. So we are now just in another chapter, a new chapter. The arrival of the IMF officials is it's not just a symbol. It signals that the behind the scene work has reached a level where action must follow. And she also mentioned clearly that that they were here yesterday, and that work is ongoing today and tomorrow. And then they are not just in transit anymore; they are stationed right now, actively engaging with the processes and working toward the conclusion of the disbursement that we all are waiting for. I think this is not a small matter. The IMF isn't just known for making empty promises. Their presence is here to indicate that the mechanism for disbursement have been activated, and then the processes that have been in the plan and preparation stages for years are now entering their execution phase. So we are now in that crucial window where everything converges. The documentation in time, the verifications, the sign-offs, all of the check and balances. She explained that Wednesday would likely wrap up the remaining procedures for that Thursday and Friday, so that Thursday and Friday can usher in the practical release or distribution itself. So for those of us who have been following every development closely, these are the kind of details that transform hope into certainties, and we must be ready for that. One of the biggest challenges during this entire journey has been separating truth from rumor. The power of authentic information. In our digital age, information spreads so wide and so faster than wildfire, and with it also speculation comes, misinformation, and sometimes outright lie, where people's hope have been raised and dashed time and time again just because of incomplete or misleading updates. But I think this time around, it feels different. The air, the air feels different. The information didn't come from some vixers or from some forwarded messages in the chat and all that. It came from someone who has actually a direct link to the players who are involved. The Oga is not a stranger. The coordinator didn't just hear one rumor somewhere or the other. This one, there's a communication, there's real communication. And if you notice her tone of words, she wasn't speaking carelessly. I think she balanced her words, clarified and affirmed. That authenticity alone changes the entire atmosphere, which should restore confidence in us. Like I said before, there is no smoke without fire. That intel, it should remind us that we've been waiting for. What we've been waiting for is not a mirage, but is a reality that is right now unfolding before our very eyes. Don't see well I talk too much. I'm saying the fact, the obvious. This is where faith meets evidence. Yes, this is where faith meets evidence. There is a point where the faith of people will meet evidence. Because up until now, we've been walking primarily by faith. We've been praying, we've been believing, we've been speaking positively also, even when the circumstances didn't yet line up to the expectation. I was still talking to Mr. Frederick Adeyemi yesterday, to keep up the good work that he keeps doing on the Facebook. It's been so much up and doing, trying to encourage the people and then to put things in perspective. But of late, I wasn't hearing about him, and I was encouraging him. And so this is where your faith should match up with your actions. You understand? So at this time, evidence are here, and evidence have entered the scene. The IMF officials are here. The processes are being finalized. Days have been mapped out. Thursday, Friday have been spoken of also with some specificity. And it's as though the tide had turned, and the smoke that we've been seeing in the distance is now revealing the fire itself. For many, this is an emotional moment, and people have sacrificed and endured. To see it finally materialize feels like a personal victory to me, a validation of every word of encouragement, every night of intercession, and every moment that is spent explaining to doubters why you still believe. So things, I believe, are moving according to plan right now. And in this context, it carries a lot of weight. It's about destiny. It's about destiny. Well, the disbursement has been framed not just as a financial release, but as a moment of divine arrangement for a lot of people. We have said repeatedly that God's timing is perfect and is the best, and that there is a reason for every delay, and that when that time comes, nothing can stop it. And now, with the arrival of the officials and the imminent conclusion of the process, it only feels like that divine timing is unfolding before our very eyes, and the waiting wasn't wasted. It built that faith and confidence in us. It brought the clarity we expected, and now it's delivering the result finally. For thousands of beneficiaries who have been waiting, this is a milestone. It's a personal breakthrough. Behind every name on a list is a story. A family waiting for school fees, a business on the brink of collapse, a community project starved of funds, and a dream that was deferred. This disbursement is more than just numbers on a spreadsheet. It right now represents life-changing opportunities. And as Thursday, Friday approaches, the anticipation is not any longer one of uncertainty, but of preparations. And people are now asking themselves right now, where do we go from here? And if I could provide justice to that, I would just say it's just the breaking of the day, right? It's just the breaking of the day. This shift in mindset is so powerful, which transforms your passivity into activity and readiness for an action. Okay, so when you zoom out and look at the entire picture, it is clear that this moment is bigger than just the fund or the aid. It's about the restoration of trust and confidence, about showing that promises, even long delayed ones, can still be kept. Yeah, and it's about you proving that persistence, patience, and unity can actually deliver tangible results for us. And perhaps most importantly, it's a reminder that there is no smoke without fire. For months, the smoke has been rising, whispers, meetings, preparations, delays, promises, but now the fire itself is becoming visible right now. And with it, the warmth of this long-awaited relief is coming for us. As I try to end this session with us, in her speech, I felt a renewed sense of calm. And what began as a heart-racing moment of possible disappointment finally ended as a reaffirmation of hope. The Oga is real. We want Ngozi to still come out. She said it. I will soon tell you who my Oga is and call her name. So we want to really know this Oga. This woman is bringing out a bit of the personality of the Oga. At least we could get to know that the coordinators link is real. The IMF officials too are here, and the processes are quite ongoing. Wednesday, we wrap up procedures. Thursday, Fridays holds the promise, and it's unfolding into what we've all been waiting for. And as we move closer to those critical days, one thing is certain: things are indeed moving according to plan, and this time, the smoke that we've been seeing will finally give way to fire. It will give way to warmth, and it will finally give way to fulfillment. This is Princess Channel, the channel with legitimate update, the channel with up-to-date 247 update for our members. We are for the masses, as you would know, and we stand gidigba behind you to ensure that every update that will lead to your freedom will be delivered to you just in time. Thank you. In case you are new, do kindly subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss out on vital update. When we drop one, you have one. Thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful Monday ahead of you. God bless you.